Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in this wonderful world, wonderful ball of dust that spins around in space and rotates around the sun. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all. Welcome back to the new Galaxy Gamers channel, and welcome back to our Carpathian farm. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you all are having a safe and wonderful week so far. And I hope that it is successful in whatever it is that you are seeking to do, whether it be work or school or just enjoying a little bit of relaxing time. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to all of our new subscribers and channel members, and welcome back to all of you who are returning subscribers and channel members. I hope you're all well. It's great to have you here. I want to thank everybody for their comments, their feedback, suggestions in the videos. It really does help when you do leave constructive feedback and ideas. It does give me an idea of what you guys are looking for, and it helps me to improve the channel. That being said, all of the usual disclaimers are in the description of the video. And without further ado, let's grab our coffee and our donuts or whatever it may be from our favorite coffee shop, and let's get rocking and rolling. All right, so in the last video we finished plowing the fields, and we did the plowing of the fields, and we put the stone down, or we put the lime down rather, I'm sorry. And we did that. Let's make sure we give Rusty his food. Or Dusty rather. Make sure he's got his good, wonderful, tasty food. And so what we need to do today is we need to get the rocks off the field, and we need to do all that good stuff. I just want to see something real quick. Yeah, it's not showing it needs lime. That's actually good. And there's our buddy. He's a good doggy. Okay, so we need to do a couple of things though before we prepare for this. So let's see. Oh, we already got our stone crusher. Okay, so does that mean we've already got the stone picker? Or did we put that out last? We do not have the okay, so we don't have the stone crusher. All right. Well, I think, let's see how much money we got. Okay, we should be okay. Let's see. Don't want to go doing a contract today. I gotta admit, doing all those contracts can be kind of boring. Alright, if we do this right, we shouldn't need to. We'll grab our handy dandy stone picker. Alright, let's go and jump in a tractor, and we'll go grab our stone picker. So, as you remember in the last episode, I did say that I would take care of plowing the second field and putting a lime down on that, which I did. I did not forget, for those of you wondering. I know there's probably some of you saying, oh, he's gonna forget, you know. But no, I did not. I did not forget. Alright. So let's get rocking and rolling. We'll take this, we'll jump in this tractor, it should be enough. And it'll be enough at least to bring it back. So I hope you're all doing well, like I said, and yeah, I had an interesting week. I had to reset Windows on my gaming and development rigs over the weekend, in this past week. So this week, so I had to do that. So if some settings seem a little bit off, or like the audio is off or something like that, I do apologize. I am getting that back on track. I wanted to get these videos out this week for you guys. But anyway, getting that done and getting work done too. So I'm really excited with that and happy for that. Does this field need, is this withered? Oh, that's potatoes. Okay. Oh, that's right. I remember now. I remember now. I remember now. Yeah, that's a potato field. We don't have the technology right now to harvest those potatoes. Otherwise, that would be a beautiful income. That's okay. Okay. I think what I might do, though, is plant some canola in one of the fields, because canola actually can give us what we need. Can actually make us extra money. And we don't need to store the canola. We can just go ahead and sell it to the highest paying dealer and the highest paying sell point, and we can make a little bit of money off that. Canola is one of the crops that will pay a higher price. It's what it. I don't know. It is a higher end commodity. Higher end yield. All right, let's bring this home. Sorry, buddy. Didn't see you there. So yeah, it is a higher end commodity and whatnot. So it will actually bring us more money. All right. So on one of my off-camera maps I'm testing, I did the train rental there, and that was kind of lackluster and kind of boring. It's because, like, they put the map author put the point where you rent the train right, almost right next to the sell point that the train goes to go off map to sell the goods. So, you know, it was not really fun on that map. And that was the big... Is that the big Texas? Yeah, I think that was the big Texas Flats map. There is another map that I want to try, that I saw that I do want to try, but it's like, there's a lot, you can tell there's a lot of people who have been testing that map have been indicating there are still issues with that map, and it does take time for those issues to get resolved. So I will give that map a little bit of time. For those of you wondering when City Skylines 2 is coming to the channel, by the way, it's coming to the channel. It's just I'm waiting for them to fix some bugs that have been reported by others who play who are bought in City Skylines 2. And I tend to do that when I know that there's going to be bugs in particular game that, may take longer to fix, that go beyond the release date, I will often wait to buy that game. So that's what's going on there. So that game is coming to the channel. It's just I'm waiting on the correct time to buy that game. That's all. Plus they do overprice that game, I think. Some of that might actually be because of the new Unity nonsense, but they do overprice that game, it seems. But like I saw people saying that, there's FPS problems with that game, there's logic problems in the code that are causing problems all over the place as well. And that does happen when a game releases. Sometimes bugs that the developer doesn't intend to be there will show up, because it's got to take in. They can't take into, as a developer, I can tell you this: you can't take. We can't take every possible setup and every possible computer hardware configuration that's out there, and so there's going to be bugs that show up once a game is released. So that's likely what happened here. That's not the fault of Giant Software or anything. If there is any fault there, I would say it's probably Paradox trying to rush Giants, or not Giants. It's probably Paradox rushing Colossal Order. I apologize, Giants. I got my game developers mixed up there. But yeah, that's, it does happen. It happened with City Skylines 1, the original City Skylines as well, and Cities XL. So I'm not really surprised that it happened again. It's just the nature of software development. It does happen. So, if you find a bug, let them know. The folks at Paradox are usually pretty, and Colossal Order are usually pretty good about that. But oftentimes what you'll see happening is the game publisher is often going to be more in a rush to make money. That's their whole stick. Or shtick, if you will. They're in it to make money. And they're in it to make money, and sometimes that tends to diminish the ability of the actual game developer to do a good job because they're rushing to try to please their publisher. And that's, often not a very good idea for a game publisher to be doing that. And that may be what happened here. But I trust that Colossal Order is going to fix the problems, and I trust it'll be just fine. People just need to be patient. You're the ones that wanted to buy the game right away, and, well, this is what happens. That's why I tend to try to wait a little bit, because when a game is released, I know there's going to be bugs right away, and I like to let them wait a little. I like to wait a little bit, about a year or so, and then buy the game when it comes on sale again. Because then by that point, I'll have a pretty good idea what the issues really, I'll have a pretty good idea what everybody's saying the issues are. And I'll be able to look at it and see if it's been fixed for myself or not. But, yeah. That's what it, so that's why City Skylines is not on the channel yet, but it will be coming. Or City Skylines 2, I should say. The original City Skylines is just more I don't have all the DLCs. So it wouldn't really be fun to play that game, really. Alright, so we are doing pretty good with our collecting our rock picking. Our goal is to get this field done, and then I'd like to be able to get field 2 done. Our second field. That'll get it all ready for planting. And then it'll just be a matter of deciding what we want to plant. Alright. Let's back up here, that way we can make sure that we get this little piece that we missed right here. There we go. It's actually turning out to be easier than I thought. So this particular stone picker we're using is from a mod. Please don't ask me to remember the mod author's name right now. I can't. But it is a modded version of the stone picker that comes default in the game. Basically, really the only thing about it that's changed in this particular one is just that the arms on the stone picker are just a little bit longer. I think that's the only real change. I could be wrong though. Alright, it might actually hold more, I don't know. Never thought to look at that, but maybe it does. Anyway, there is that. And you're probably saying, well, why aren't you using a hired worker this time to do it? Well, because I'm going to have to go back and forth a lot to unload the stone picker. We'll have to unload all the stone into the stone crusher, and so it's just easier for me to do it this way and quicker. So, it's easier to do it manually like we should. Oh, and there we are. Let's go and get ourselves emptied out. A lot of stone in this field with this plow. That's good. Just means more stone we can put in a stone crusher. And of course we'll have to decide what we want to put in that field, but we can decide what we want to plant once we get the stone picked off the fields. Yeah, I was going to say, please tell me I didn't just do it. I think I did. Okay, and we'll dump this stone out. Alright, let's go do another round. For those wondering if I have ever made a map for Farming Simulator, no, I have not. At least not one that's public or one that I dare to share. I don't generally have enough time usually to be able to sit down and make a map or do a mod for a game that I enjoy playing. Although it would be something I'd love to try to do. I just don't have enough time in the day, in my weeks, to do that. So it would be fun to do. There's no doubt. I'm not saying it wouldn't be fun at all. I just don't have time. But you know, there are plenty of mods out there already, and so I don't feel like I need to. I don't really feel like I need to. And have it turned on. Let's do this so we can see what we're doing. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind trying it sometime. I'm just not that, just don't have the time, you know. Don't mind trying it. Who knows, maybe I'll get the time at some point. You say at some point you're gonna have to retire, and well, we all know how that works. You know, my grandfather kept telling me, "Oh, I'm gonna retire. I'm gonna retire. I'm just gonna sit back and do nothing and just enjoy life." And well, he retired, but he couldn't just stay retired. He ended up having to work part-time because, you know, it was just who he was. And I had told him, you know, you're never gonna retire completely, and you know, he kept telling me, "Oh yes I am, oh yes I am," but he admitted later, he says, He says, you told me I wasn't going to retire completely. He said, I should have listened to you and known better because you were right. So, and I'm like that too. I probably will tell you at some point, oh, I'm going to retire completely, but I probably never will. And I'm honestly not ashamed to say that. Because, to be honest, I probably will retire at some point down the road. But I probably won't ever fully retire. You gotta have something fun to do in life. And all that good stuff. So anyway, there is that. Okay. Do another round of this just to make sure. If this all goes well, maybe we'll get both fields taken care of. Go. Easy fix. There we go. See? Sometimes all you gotta do is just make the area bigger. Funny how I was talking to a friend. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and we were talking about games that make us feel like we're kids again. And I was telling him, I says, "Yeah, I says I play Farming Simulator 22 on my channel and whatnot." And he's like, "Yeah, I noticed that." He's like, "You seem to have fun doing stuff like that." I'm like, "Yeah, I do." I says, "Because it brings me back to when we were kids." And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I know what you mean." But it is interesting how it is interesting to me how games like this will actually make you feel like you're, a kid again. And it'll bring back those memories, the good memories. I find that rather interesting. I think in this day and age, I think we all need something that, you know, reminds us of the good times and makes us feel good. There we go. I have no problem with that in life. Okay, so we are getting this done. I think we will definitely have this field done in this episode. Maybe what we'll do is we'll hang around after and get the other field done, because that shouldn't take too long, really. There we go. I do have to admit, Giants has done a really good job with the textures in this game. I think I said that last week too, but... one of these days we'll do an episode where we're playing on Farming Simulator 19 and you can see the contrast. Nope. Okay, gotta go and bring this load of stone back. They do seem to have improved the physics on this in this version of Farming Simulator 22. The physics do seem to be a little bit better. Or at least a little bit more realistic anyway. I mean, maybe that's what I need to be saying, is they look more realistic. Alright, let's see if I don't make sure I don't make that same mistake twice. Con myself into thinking that I made a mistake when I didn't. Put this here. Get all that stone going into the stone crusher. We'll make sure we fill that thing with water too. That way when it's all filled with stone, we can get that puppy going so we can start making our own lime. And we won't have to buy it anymore. That'll be one less cost for us. Okay, got the field. Let's lower the arms of our stone picker. Lower those down to the ground. Turn it on. And here we go. All right. I feel like we're going to get this field done here in a few minutes, so it's probably a good thing. Yeah. Yeah, if we're already at this point. So some back and forth won't matter all that much. Okay. There we go. Don't want to hit that fence. I'm sort of glad this map has worked out. We did what we did. We're doing the reboot of this map because, to be honest, I do enjoy playing on this map, and it's a lovely map to play on. So I am glad we did that. Almost past this ridiculous fence. You're past that fence. Which means not much more to go in this field for stone picking in this round. You know, I was thinking about it the other day about how ancient civilizations, when they learned about agriculture and farming and they started doing that, they were picking stones from the fields as well. And they would take those stones and they would probably crush them and make lime, believe it or not. It's interesting that the technology that we have today in modern times, in many ways, even though it's, we like to say it's been invented by somebody from modern times, there was a form of that technology in ancient times that we have managed to build off of. So it's pretty cool to think about, really. So when somebody tells you, oh, we've lost all the technology and all the research, the knowledge that we had after the fall of the Roman Empire, well, not really. We did lose a lot. That is true. But we didn't lose as much as we thought. We're discovering, as they do more digs, archaeological digs and whatnot, they're actually finding that we didn't really lose as much information as we thought we had. Today we just tend to think of how we do things in a different way than they did back then. And that's why a lot of times it seems like a mystery as to how the ancient civilizations accomplished something such as moving 1,000-ton blocks, stone blocks, to build a pyramid or something in Egypt or something like that. But the technology is there. We have it, just in maybe not necessarily the same form that they did. So I thought that was, anyway, I know it's a rant and ramble, but you already know I do that in my episodes anyway. But I thought it was cool to think about, Okay. You know what? We are almost done. Question is going to be, will we need to do one more trip before we finish this field? Or will we have enough to go ahead and finish it off? This is where we made the last trip. We just came back from a few moments ago. You're really not that far off, actually. How much more? Oh, well, if we only got that, we probably will finish it here in a minute. Probably won't need to make another trip. This is really good. Yeah. So that means what we'll do is we'll take this load back and we shall dump it into the stone crusher and then go to the other field and start that field. Cool. There we go. We did it. The stone has no field. No, this field has no stone on it now. Awesome. Let's just go pick up this little piece over here. There we go. Just my. I'll raise the arms, and away we go. Just, I did that just so that my OCD does not kick in. Alright, we'll drop this load off in the stone crusher, and then we'll go and start the other field. Maybe we'll get both fields done in this episode. Maybe. That's a big maybe. We seem to have trouble just getting one field done when it comes to harvesting and plowing and all that. So now, what I will also tell you about the stone picker, for those who don't realize this, and I know I've said this before, but it bears to be a good reminder. If you use your stone picker to pick the stone off the field, once you plow the field, you do not need to cultivate the field because it will actually act as cultivation. That is one thing that I discovered. And it kind of makes sense because part of cultivating would be picking the stone up out of these big stones up out of the fields when they're plowed. So it does actually make sense. So it's something to keep in mind going forward. Nothing like a good cup of coffee. So at the time of recording this video, ladies and gentlemen, I discovered, I think I might have mentioned this last week, I discovered my coffee maker had broken. The switch wouldn't work. So I had to order a new coffee maker. I could have gone in town and bought one for 30 bucks, but I kind of want something that's not going to break within a couple of months. And, you know, because I get annoyed when I don't have my coffee in the morning. I get very grumpy and all that. So I said, well, I'll just order one. So that should be in today, today, the date I'm recording this video. So by the time next week rolls around, by the time you see whoa, I didn't even see. By the time you see this episode, if I can actually talk. By the time you see this episode, I should have my new coffee maker, and I should be good to go. All right, and here's our other field right here. Let's just do this. Oh. Let's lower our arms. And away we go. Let's see how we do on this field. How long it takes us. This field is not as big as the other field, so we might actually get this done pretty quick. The only thing we'll have to worry about here is the telephone poles there. I wish they would have put pylons there, because I don't know, for some odd reason it doesn't seem right saying telephone poles. Oh boy. Over here and do this. We'll do it like that. Maybe we can go right down the side here. Okay. Nice foliage too. Hey, there's one side of it. Whoa. Okay, so that's the outer edge. Oh, come on, really? Okay, that was interesting. Guess we'll just go this way. Don't think I've ever seen the tractor bounce like that. Interesting. That should make things a little bit easier. On that edge, that side, those two edges anyway. She's gonna struggle coming up this hill. Not too bad though, actually. Thought we were gonna struggle. Did not struggle as much as I thought it would. We'll still need to upgrade the tractors anyway, but You know, the fact that this tractor can handle a lot of it. The tractors we have can handle most everything we need to do right now. That's going to be good, because that means we don't have to worry about too much of an expense right away. There's that edge. Let's see. If we can get around these telephone poles easily, that'll make it easier. And that's one less thing, one less headache to worry about. Which I think we can. Yeah. Should be fine. Okay. So let's see if we he's struggling. Okay, just there we go. Perfect. Okay. And now I see that that is almost full. Let's go empty this. Let's run this load back real quick. That way we don't mess it up. And then we'll come back and we'll grab another load. I think we can get this field done in this episode. I do believe. Oh, it makes it so much easier when they're not trying to throw traffic and stuff at me. Pedestrians. So I had somebody tell me last night that it would probably cost them like 2,000 euro. It would probably cost somebody coming from the US to the UK to watch an ABBA concert there. They were saying it would probably cost about 2,000 euros. but the UK is not part of the EU and therefore does not go by the euro. So actually, it might cost more. There we go. But anyway, I think they were just using the euro as like an example of what it would cost, and it does sound about right. Other than the fact that the British pound is not the euro, and it has a different value, so you may be closer to $3,000 by the time all is said and done, maybe 4. So I mean, but that's just for like an ABBA concert, which is a band that has reformed and reunited, and they are performing. But it just makes you think the cost of things these days. I remember I went to the civic center in our capital city here in our state, in the state I live in, and it was to see Alabama in concert, and this was back in 96, 97? No, it had to be 97. And I think it only cost like $100, give or take. But that was back in the 90s, so to get tickets to concerts these days, yeah, probably gonna cost a lot more. Even if you don't have to like pay for the hotel expenses and whatnot. And Alabama is one of my favorite bands because I grew up listening to their music. Well, I enjoyed their music then. So when they got back together, I was really excited because, like, yeah, my favorite band, one of my favorite band, is back together. Well, I know how the fans for like other bands feel when their favorite band gets back together. And for those of you that might be Beatles fans, I'd be curious to know what you guys think of the whole thing over them bringing John Lennon's voice back with the use of AI. You know, is that something you guys like? I'd be curious to know. I know that they're trying to do that. I saw that in the news the other day. Personally, I think it's cool, but I don't know that it's the same. I don't know how I would feel if they were to do that to Alabama down the road. Then again, I don't know how they'd do that, how I'd feel if they tried that with Garth Brooks either. Alright, I'm just doing this back and forth just because it will make life a little easier. And I know I'm not missing anything. Okay. Plus, I know we got that these telephone poles to come up that are coming up, so gotta work our way around those. How far off are they? Still got a little bit. But by doing it this way, we can bring this closer. Or to play the long game this way. Completely beautiful. So let's see. We'll get this field done. I believe we're gonna have this field done in this episode, actually. And depending on what time is left, maybe we'll throw a thing of fertilizer down on the field, so that way that'll be done. Might actually be taking too wide a circle. We'll see. Okay, there's the first. Am I gonna get around? Let's see. Give me just a second. Okay, I'm sorry. Thought my delivery was here. But it's not. Not yet, anyway. I always seem to find a way to make you wait. That's alright. Let's do this. Alright, we'll do this. Get ourselves around this flipping telephone pole. There we go. Okay, I don't have to worry about this telephone pole now. One less to worry about. So I figured out with this field that if we're at that telephone pole we just went around now, we're probably about at the halfway point in this field. That's what I figured out anyway. Might actually be wrong. I don't know though. Okay, the next one is coming up. And we'll do the same, I think, with that one. We can make it easy. And we'll do the same with the third. Yeah. We are going to be done this field in short order. Aha. I like it. So for those who are Toby Keith fans, I did notice that he passed away this week, and it's kind of sad. So I thought he was a good artist. There we go. Yeah, I did that. Almost made a mess, but pulled out of that mess. Anyway, so yeah, I noticed he passed away. I saw that he passed away, and he was a good artist. I have some of his music too. Sadly, the artists that were around when I was a kid and a young adult are passing on. And there's the church bells, speaking of which. Maybe they're memorializing him. Oh, okay, we're almost done. I didn't realize they were that far up. Okay. That's even better. Yeah, we're almost done, guys. Cool. Excuse me. So for those of you that are maybe joining us from Iceland, or please know that we are thinking of you. As you're dealing with that volcano that's erupting there. We do see it show up on the news here in the U.S., and so it's only appropriate that we let you know that we are thinking of you. And and that I would encourage anybody who wishes to donate to Relief Aid for the folks in Iceland to please make sure you're donating to a organization that is trusted, like the Red Cross. Here in the U.S., it's the American Red Cross. I don't know what it might be in what they call it in other countries, but usually they're a pretty good relief organization. All right, and there we go. We have finished pulling the stone off this field in the rain. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so yeah, please, if you want to contribute to those relief efforts, please feel free to donate to the Red Cross or another trusted charity in your area that does that kind of work. But we are thinking of you. Same with those folks who are experiencing the devastation that's happened from the storms that hit the west coast of the U.S. as well. We are thinking of you, all of you. All right, so we got both fields, the stone removed off of both fields. That's pretty good. So we can go back and we can advance to the next day and figure out what we want to do. Maybe we'll do some stuff around the farm. I really want that field there. Okay, so I've decided we need to make a goal of buying that field across the street from us. Oh, it's rain this room here. Well, that tractor actually did pretty good with this stone picker, so that's good. All right, let's. And yeah, all right, well, whatever. I'll take care of that. Forgot to dump the stone. Go to our apartment, or our dormitory. Really, Giants, you guys need to fix your physics collisions. I think that's a little better. All right. It is the 3rd of September. And as you can see, our fields are all set. So all we need to do is throw down lime on our 2 fields. I may want to cut that and plow that up, actually. All right, so Field 11 needs cultivating, obviously. Oh, I didn't know that one was active. Whoops. Let's accept that one too. All right, so fields 11 and 19 need cultivating. I did not realize they were waiting. Sorry. 7, 8, and 11. So 11's right here. We can cultivate that easy. And 4. I think I said 19 for the other one. 17, 18. No, it's 13. Where is it? Okay, 19's right here. All right, so those are the two fields that we have to do. I forgot all about that, to be honest with you. Let's close our door. Okay. Let's clean this up real quick. Don't want dirty stuff all over the place. All right, let's run this over and empty it out real quick. I guess stupid me forgot to empty it. And then we'll hook up to our harvest, our cultivator, and we'll go and cultivate those contracts. There we go. And I think I'll just leave this right here. All right. Now, I know where our cultivator is. But if I'm not careful, I'm going to crash right into something. Just like that. Starting to get the Wilma, he crashed into something vibe. All right, let's stop messing around. Let's go take care of those contracts, cultivating contracts that I guess I kept them waiting. I didn't even know that field 11 was still waiting for us to cultivate. My apologies to that field's owner. I'm sure they'd like to be able to plant. But it will give us $3,000. I don't think it'll take us too long. I'd say that now, though, you know. Field 19 will take us the longer. So we'll do field 11 and hope we can get that done in this episode. I don't know that we will, but if we don't, that's fine. We can finish it in the next one. Now, I will also tell you a subsoiler will both not only plow but cultivate, and that does seem to work for the cultivation contracts as well. So that is one way to do it. Not only are you helping them plow their fields, but you're also helping them cultivate them. Okay. 11 should be on the other side of the transport depot here. It should be right there. Yep. Now, I don't know why these AI do this. It's not like I'm that close to them. Maybe they just want to be difficult. Which I do not recommend. Alright, let's get this party started, shall we? Get this field cultivated for them and make ourselves $3 grand. So we'll be able to, once we do this, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to save up to buy that field across the street from us. And then we'll buy the fields right next to our farm too. And I'll be right back just a second. Okay, I'm back. Keep hearing what I think is the delivery truck, but not. Alright, so let's keep going. Get this done. I want to get these edges done so that way I don't have to worry about that. Alright, we're at 10% complete on the contract. Yes, I can see the pylon in the shadow there. That's not in the field, that we know. Knew I was gonna miss that. Yeah. Knew I was gonna miss that little piece. It happens though. And always mulch your field, it will give you that extra yield bonus. Because it will restore some of the nutrients back into the ground. Back into your fields. There. There we go, we got the edge of the field done. That's 20%. Grab this little patch here that we missed. Not by any fault of our own, I might add. Yeah, I'm just missing stuff all over the place, aren't I? I guess because I know my coffee maker's almost here. Goodness gracious. I always have a hard time with those edges sometimes. Lining it up. That's why I normally will use the hired AI for some of this. This. And we'll do this. Now some of this I might do off camera, just because this was a field we should have done and we forgot to. We're at 30% now. So what I don't get finished of this field on camera in this episode, I will do this field at least off camera. Finish this field off camera. Then we can work on the other field in the next episode. Because the other field, I just grabbed that contract while we were at it. But this contract, we've kept this individual waiting for a little bit, and I don't think that's fair that we keep them waiting too much longer. So we will get the $3,000 from it. There we go. Let's see how this does. Alright, so we'll get this done. It will take it a little bit of time, but it will allow it to do what it needs to do without too much of a problem. We're already at 40% complete, so that's actually good news. This field's not that big a field, it's just long. It's just a longer field. Respond to that message real quick. I don't like responding to messages when I'm recording, but sometimes I gotta. So, anyway, what we'll do is we'll get this field finished. And then we'll do the other field in the next episode. But I think, you know, there will be a part of this field I'll have to finish off camera, and that's okay, because I kind of figured that would happen once I realized we had forgotten about this field. But I will finish the remainder of this field off camera, that we don't, whatever is left to finish on this field, I'll finish it off camera, that way I don't bore you with it. And then we'll take care of the other contract in the next episode, and maybe we'll be ready to plant. We've got a canola harvest we got to do, so we'll have to do in the next, let me go check that actually. We'll take a quick run up here. We'll let that cultivator do it. We'll let that contractor do his thing. And we'll run up to our canola field and see how we're doing. The next month, October, we should be able to harvest that. That'll give us a little bit of money. That'll give us a little revenue coming in. Which will help. I just want to make sure it's not ready to harvest right now. It is growing, and it's going to need lime, and it's going to need fertilizer. Alright, so it's fine. Now, one more thing I think we can do and fit in, and it's, we want to make sure that we're starting to generate an income. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go back and we're going to look and see what we can buy, what we can install that will help us generate a bit of an income for the farm. And that income can actually help offset a few things too. So, you know, you always want... The trick for a farmer, and for anybody who owns a farm, whether it's a family farm or even a corporate farm, to be a corporately owned farm, to be honest, the trick is to make sure that you're actually bringing in a revenue. You want to be bringing in more than you can actually, more than you're actually spending. So let's go to production. Let's go to generators. And let's go. Put you there. All right, we don't have enough, but that should actually help. That should start helping a little bit with the revenue. So we did that. So that'll help offset a little bit of the cost expenditures too, which is good. which is good because you don't want that always being all expenditures and everything. Farms have to have money to operate, and if they don't have money because they're waiting on a crop or something, that's a little silly. Because you're not generally going to harvest in the winter unless you have a greenhouse. But even then, a greenhouse can generate money too in the winter, so that's always something, and that's going to be something we want to build up to as well, because that's long term stuff, and you want that money coming in. That's why you'll oftentimes see farms have solar power, solar panels that can help generate electricity. Same with wind turbines, because that will actually help them make money and bring in revenue to the farm. So there's all kinds of different things that they're doing that can actually help them bring in revenue. Animals are one too. Usually the byproducts that we get from animals, such as milk and manure, that can actually help with revenue, things like that. So yeah, it does actually do a good job. So and quite honestly, I don't really see us upgrading our equipment much more for in the immediate future. Uh, there are going to be things we're going to want to do to upgrade our equipment. There are things that we are going to want to upgrade, like our cultivator, plow, maybe, um, things like that. Trailers, get a bigger trailer for the harvest. Um, things that make things go a little bit quicker, but I don't. The problem I have with that is I just don't want to, because of the way this map is designed. Some implements, are big enough that they would cause problems for us. They'd just cause us annoying headaches to get from one place to another. So we have to think about that and keep that in mind too. So I have no plans for us selling the tractors that we have or selling the implements that we have. I think it's vital that we keep them now that we know that they can actually do the job. We'll try to upgrade them if we can, but like the tractors, we'll try to upgrade to make sure that they have plenty of power. But other than that, I don't really see us doing much more than that. But it's still a good map, and I do enjoy this map. Oh, we should have picked up that those two discoverables while we were at it. Oops. Oh well. We'll get them. There we go. we still got a little ways to go, don't we? Yeah, we definitely won't have this field finished during the episode, but as I said, ladies and gentlemen, I will finish what is not done in the episode. I will finish this field off camera, so that way we can move on to the next job at hand in the next episode. But with that being said, I think we will go ahead and call it here, because it's just cultivating at this point and getting this field done. I will go ahead and let the camera do its thing off camera. I will let this continue. This field will be done, and when we come back next time, we'll be able to collect the contract and collect our payment from this field. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we'll go ahead and we'll call this an episode here. If you did enjoy this video, please feel free to hit the like and the subscribe button. Hit that bell notification icon to let yourself know when the next video or live stream comes out. Yes, live streams are coming very soon. And be sure to share the link to the channel with your family, your friends, your colleagues, your co-workers, your pet cat, your pet dog, your pet parakeet, your pet bunny rabbit, pet crocodile if you have a pet crocodile. Whoever it may be sure to share the link to the channel. It does help the channel grow, and it helps our wonderful community grow. Be sure to leave your thoughts, your ideas, your suggestions, and all that good stuff in the comments section, and I will respond to your comments. And I do enjoy interacting with you guys, and I will see you in the next episode of Carpathian Farm here on the New Galaxy Gamers channel. Happy gaming!